Welcome to Horse Sense, where science meets the heart of the horse. Here, we dive into the hidden world of equine behavior, uncovering what horses really think, feel, and share with us. If horses could speak, how many arguments, accidents, and misunderstandings would never happen? For thousands of years, humans have lived beside horses, asking them to carry us, work for us, and trust us. And yet, despite this long partnership, we still misread them every day. We misinterpret their ears, their tails, their stillness. We call them stubborn when they are afraid, aggressive when they are in pain, or disobedient when they are simply confused. The tragedy is not that horses don't communicate with us. The tragedy is that they are always speaking and we are not always listening. Today, we'll decode some of the most misunderstood horse behaviors. Ears pinned back, tail swishes, sudden stops, head tossing, pawing, and more. We'll explore what science and horsemanship reveal about their true meanings and what happens when humans fail to understand. By the end, you'll see your horse not as mysterious or unpredictable, but as a being who is constantly telling you exactly how they feel. The only question is whether we are willing to listen. Let's start with one of the most misunderstood signals, ears back. To many people, ears pinned back means aggression, a horse ready to bite or kick. Sometimes that is true. A horse in a fight will flatten its ears to protect them and signal dominance. But in daily life, pinned ears often mean something much simpler, discomfort. Your horse may pin its ears because the saddle doesn't fit, because another horse is too close, or because you asked for something in a way that confused them. It is not always anger. More often, it is the horse's version of saying, "I don't like this." The mistake humans make is treating pinned ears as bad behavior rather than communication. We punish what should be listened to. Another misunderstood signal is the tail swish. Many people assume tail movement is only about flies, but tail swishing is one of the horse's clearest emotional signals. A sharp, repeated swish often means irritation. It might be irritation with insects, but it could also mean irritation with the rider's aids, the tightness of the girth, or the pressure of a bit. On the other hand, a gentle tail sway while walking or cantering can be relaxing. It is important to notice the difference. The problem comes when humans ignore the irritated swish, dismissing it as meaningless. Over time, the horse may escalate from swishing to kicking, from quiet protest to loud refusal. Horses always whisper before they shout. The tail is often their whisper. One of the greatest human misunderstandings is the horse that suddenly freezes. To us, it looks like stubbornness. The horse won't move, we assume they are being defiant. But to the horse, stillness often means fear. Freezing is a survival response. In the wild, a horse that goes still is listening, watching, and calculating whether to flee. When your horse stops suddenly on a trail, they may not be resisting you. They may be processing something you cannot see, a scent on the wind, a shadow in the trees, a sound in the distance. Punishing this stillness as disobedience breaks trust, understanding it as caution builds partnership. The horse is saying, "I need a moment." The kindest answer we can give is patience. Head tossing is another behavior often dismissed as attitude. Riders sometimes call horses hot-headed or dramatic when they throw their heads, but head tossing is almost always communication about discomfort. It may be a bit pressing against sensitive bars of the mouth. It may be teeth needing dental care. It may be an ill-fitting bridle or even sinus pain. In rare cases, it can be a neurological condition. The tragedy is when horses are labeled difficult instead of being helped. They are not tossing their heads for fun. And when we ignore that message, we teach them that honesty is punished. Pawing the ground is often seen as impatience, and sometimes it is. A horse may paw when they are eager for food or anxious about waiting, but pawing can also be a sign of discomfort, boredom, or even pain in the stomach. The key is context. Is the horse pawing while tied and left alone? That may be anxiety. Is the horse pawing before rolling? That may be normal. Is the horse pawing while shifting weight awkwardly? That may be colic, a medical emergency. The mistake humans make is labeling all pawing as misbehavior, when in fact, it can be one of the earliest cries for help. Every misunderstood behavior carries the same lesson: horses are speaking, but not in our language. They use ears, tails, breath, posture, and stillness. They use movement or the lack of it to tell us what they feel. When we misinterpret these signals as stubbornness, aggression, or attitude, we silence the horse. We make them louder. We turn whispers into shouts. And sometimes those shouts come as bucking, bolting, or biting, not because the horse is bad, but because they were not heard. To understand horses is to learn their language, not force them to speak ours. Many riders and trainers are told that when a horse licks and chews after work, it means the horse is learning or submitting. But the truth is more nuanced. Licking and chewing is part of a horse's natural relaxation process. When a horse shifts from tension into calm, the parasympathetic nervous system activates, sometimes called the rest and digest state. The jaw loosens, saliva flows, and the horse licks or chews. So yes, a horse may lick and chew after understanding something, but they also do it after stress passes, after fear subsides, or after tension is released. It is not always about submission. It is about returning to balance. Misunderstanding this sign as obedience risks missing its real meaning. Your horse is finding calm again. When foals grow up, they explore the world with their mouths. They nip, nibble, and play with herd mates. Sometimes, when interacting with humans, they try the same behavior. Many people interpret this as aggression or defiance. In some cases, yes, a hard bite can be a dangerous sign of dominance or frustration, but gentle nipping is often curiosity or play. The problem is that humans don't always recognize the difference. What a horse offers as social behavior, we may take as hostility. The key is context, consistency, and teaching boundaries with clarity, not punishment. Few things worry new horse owners more than watching their horse roll. Sometimes, yes, rolling can signal abdominal pain, but most of the time, rolling is joy. Horses roll to scratch their backs, to shed loose hair, to coat themselves in dust as natural insect protection. They roll after exercise to stretch and relax. A happy, energetic roll is normal and healthy. The danger is not in the act itself, but in misunderstanding it. Knowing the difference between the playful roll of a relaxed horse and the desperate thrashing of colic is crucial. Perhaps no behavior frustrates humans more than spooking. One moment the horse is calm, the next they leap sideways at a fluttering bag or a shadow on the ground. We often label spooking as foolishness or stubbornness. Why are you afraid of that? But to a horse, it is not nothing. Their survival depends on reacting to the smallest changes in their environment. Understanding this shifts our response. Instead of anger, we can offer reassurance. Instead of punishment, we can offer leadership. Another human misunderstanding is calling horses lazy. A horse that resists moving forward, that slows down or refuses to canter, is often labeled unwilling. But lazy is rarely the truth. Often, the horse is tired, sore, or in pain. Sometimes they are confused by unclear cues. Sometimes they are conserving energy because the work feels meaningless or overwhelming. Horses do not think in terms of laziness. They think in terms of comfort and safety. When we call them lazy, we ignore the deeper message. When we listen, we discover what they truly need. Some horses step into human space, following too closely or leaning against us. Many take this as rudeness or disrespect, but often it is affection, the horse seeking closeness like they would with a herd mate. Of course, boundaries matter for safety, but we must remember, when a horse follows you closely, it is often because they see you as part of their herd. They are not trying to dominate you, they are trying to belong. A horse's breath is one of its clearest signals. A sudden snort may mean alarm, but a long sigh often means release. Horses sigh when they relax, when tension leaves their body. A deep blow through the nostrils can be a sign of curiosity or reset. Too often, humans overlook these sounds as meaningless, but they are words in the horse's language, breaths that tell you exactly how they feel. A horse's eyes are windows to their state of mind. Yet humans often miss or misinterpret the message. They are afraid, a horse scanning desperately for safety. Half-closed eyes are not laziness. They are relaxation, or in some cases, fatigue or pain. A soft gaze signals trust and contentment. We know ears pinned back can mean discomfort, but what about the flicks and swivels that happen constantly? Horses move their ears to track sound, often directing one ear toward a handler and the other toward the environment. In reality, the horse is multitasking, staying connected to you while also keeping watch for safety. Ear movement is not a disrespect, it is survival. How often do people mistake a horse resting a hind leg as lameness or weakness? In truth, it often signals relaxation. Horses alternate resting legs as a way to conserve energy. A cocked hind leg with a drooping hip usually means the horse feels safe enough to soften, but weight shifting can also reveal pain. A horse constantly shifting forelegs may have hoof soreness. A horse that won't rest one leg at all may be hiding an injury. The subtlety lies in reading the difference. To dismiss all weight shifts as laziness or all rests as injury is to miss the real message. Many human interpretations of horse behavior fall under one word: disobedience. A horse refuses a jump, we say they are naughty. A horse balks at a trailer, we say they are stubborn. A horse pulls away, we say they are disrespectful. But disobedience is a human concept. Horses do not scheme to frustrate us. They react to fear, confusion, pain, or past experiences. What we call disobedience is usually communication. The horse at the jump may be scared of footing. The horse refusing the trailer may fear confinement. The horse pulling away may be anxious about separation from the herd. When we label all of this as bad behavior, we silence the horse. Instead of punishing what? We begin to understand. Horses use their mouths for much more than eating. A tense, clamped jaw can mean stress or pain. Grinding teeth may indicate discomfort from the bit or even gastric ulcers. A relaxed, drooping lip signals calm. Too often, people mistake teeth grinding as rudeness or lip drooping as laziness. Yet these are important clues about the horse's body and mind. Another human misunderstanding is calling any hesitation resistance. A horse asked to canter may leap forward awkwardly, not because they are resisting, but because the saddle pinches at that gait. A horse asked to back up may brace not out of defiance but because their joints ache. Resistance is almost always communication about discomfort, fear, or confusion. Horses are honest creatures, they don't pretend. If they resist, they are telling the truth about what they feel. Every misunderstanding carries a risk. When we punish fear, we teach horses not to trust us. When we ignore pain, we deepen it. When we dismiss their signals as an attitude, we force them to shout louder. The horse whispered with ears, eyes, breath, stillness, but no one listened. By the time they shout with a buck or a bolt, it looks sudden. In reality, it was a long The same behavior can mean different things depending on the situation. A tail swish during fly season may be about insects. The same swish under the saddle may be irritation or pain. A horse rolling in the field may be joyful. The same horse rolling repeatedly after refusing food may be in colic. The key is context. Where is the horse? What happened before the behavior? What is their history, health, and environment? Decoding signals without context is like translating one word without the rest of the sentence. Instead of rushing to call a horse lazy, stubborn, or naughty, pause and ask, What is this behavior saying? Is the horse uncomfortable? Is the horse confused? Is the horse afraid? Is the horse simply communicating a preference? This mindset shift turns punishment into inquiry. It transforms training from command into conversation. Practical tips for everyday understanding: watch the whole horse. Don't isolate one signal. Ears, eyes, tail, breath, and posture combine to form meaning. Know your horse's baseline. Every horse is an individual. Learn their normal behaviors so changes become obvious. Check for pain first. If behavior changes suddenly, always consider physical causes before assuming disobedience. Use patience as your tool. Many misbehaviors resolve when the horse is given time to process. Seek patterns, not single events. One tail swish may mean nothing. Consistent swishing is a message. Respect the whispers. Don't wait until the horse shouts. The small signals matter most. When humans stop misunderstanding, the relationship with horses changes. What once looked like resistance becomes communication. What once looked like an attitude becomes honesty. By honoring their signals, we prove ourselves worthy of trust. Horses, in turn, give us more of themselves. They soften, they listen, they partner. The bond deepens because we have finally stepped into their language. The truth is, horses are not the only beings we misunderstand. In our own lives, we often misread silence as indifference, stillness as weakness, or resistance as hostility. Horses remind us to look deeper, to listen more carefully, to respect the messages beneath the surface. Their gift is not only helping us understand them, but helping us understand each other. The things horses do that humans misunderstand are not tricks or mysteries. They are clear signals spoken in a language older than words. Ears back, tails swishing, sudden stillness, none of these are random. They are conversations waiting to be heard. To see your horse clearly is to honor them. To listen without judgment is to love them. And to understand them is to walk beside them, not as master and servant, but as partners. This has been Horse Sense, where science meets the soul of the horse. If this exploration helped you see your horse in a new light, please like this video, share it with fellow horse lovers, and subscribe for more deep dives into equine wisdom. Stay calm, stay curious, and always listen to what your horse is really saying.